Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something that people may not be considering who are doing these home workouts right now. A lot of people are at home with body weight stuff, bands, dumbbells, things like that. And one of the things that I've pointed out, I've given you guys several sorts of workouts and things that you can do at home. Right, I've put them out as all these lockdowns started. And you do get a lot of people who say, well, I get bored doing this. And it's like, well, tough shit. Stick it out and do it. It doesn't matter that it's boring. You know that you need to do it. You know that you need to do it. And yes, it's tough. And a lot of these workouts, particularly some of the leg stuff that I and other people have thrown out, they're going to build your work capacity, right? They're going to build your work capacity way up through the roof. They're going to build your general physical preparedness. And in some cases, they might be the highest training volumes that you have ever done. So accordingly, what is it that you're going to find when you get back to the gym? Well, because you've been doing very, very high volumes, you may have lost your sensitivity to volume. So if you come back and you focus on doing very heavy work, I'm not saying you need to cut out all your hypertrophy work and assistance work and all that, because I would never suggest that any of you do that. Right? You still need to be doing your tens and things. But what do you think is going to happen when you get back to the gym? You've now built very high work capacity. You've possibly detrained, but you've built recovery and work capacity up in general physical preparedness. You're going to be primed to make phenomenal gains. Okay? The people who got lazy and didn't do this stuff, they're going to have to rebuild from a lower level of fitness. Okay, but the people who ended up doing like an hour of these different body weight movements every day, all the step ups onto the benches, the one-legged glute bridges, banded push-ups, all this stuff that I've demonstrated for you guys, all these different things that you could do with minimal equipment. All right, if you've done all this stuff, you're probably in pretty good shape. Now, what do we define as in good shape? We're not talking about bodybuilder good shape. The average bodybuilder and the terminology they use, they clearly don't know their asshole from their elbows. They just make up words as they go. They think conditioning and in shape and intensity and stuff have all these bizarre meanings from their world that doesn't mean anything to the rest of the sports world, right? They just create their own definitions. We're talking about the real term, in shape, which means your fitness level is very high, your work capacity is very high. That means that you're going to recover very easily from the heavy work. Okay? You're going to have the ability to clear waste products faster from the heavy work and the hard training. And because you've detrained, those gains are going to come rapidly. Like once you can get under a heavy barbell again, if you're one of the people who didn't invest in a home gym, if you're one of those people, you get under that heavy barbell again, you're going to start out a little weak, but it's going to come really, really fast. You're going to have high work capacity. You're going to respond extremely well to the heavier weights. You're going to respond extremely well because you're already in shape. You've got work capacity. And the beauty of it is that because you've gotten yourself so into shape, you're going to recover fast, right? You're going to recover much, much quicker from the heavy weight. Get in, train heavy. You're going to get phenomenal gains. And the beauty of it, even though we would say, well, you now have a high work capacity, you're not going to need to use it. Okay, you're going to be able to rebuild back into it. So what I would say is actually more of moderate volume training. It's still very heavy. And I'm not saying guys shouldn't be running conjugate and stuff like that with supplemental work, because that's what I do. That's what I program. That's what I recommend that you should do. But you may not need to push all of your supplemental work to really high volumes. You're going to be resensitized at this point to the heavy training. You're going to respond to it rapidly, particularly if you're running, again, like a max effort, dynamic effort template. You're probably going to respond quickly even if you do very, very little accessory work, because you're in shape now. You have all that work capacity built up. You're just going to blow up. Use it to your advantage. What else is the upside? You've built the work capacity, so that means you'll regain the work capacity really fast. You probably, if you've done this smart, you've gotten into shape. So you'll be able to start with slightly lower volumes, focus on max work, speed work, things like that, get strong. You'll make really rapid gains. And then the second those gains start to slow down, you use that work capacity that you built and you start increasing the volume of all your supplemental work. You start using that work capacity to build training volume back up. Because you'll need to resensitize yourself to the training volume just a little bit. So you're going to need a phase of the heavier work and then to reacclimate. But you know what? After 3 to 6 weeks of running really heavy work again, even if you run just modest supplemental volume, you'll make phenomenal gains. And then you can start adding more volume back in, because then you'll have resensitized yourself to the volume and experience a whole new wave of gains again. Okay, that's why it's important with all of this for people to keep this up. And there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, I'm bored with it. I don't want to do it. I'm losing my motivation. Well, here's what I would say to those people. Suck it up and stop being a weak pussy. Hey, training's not always fun. And if you get caught up into this mindset that training is supposed to always be fun, you're one of those people who's never going to get results. We're not saying training can't be fun. We're not saying we can't enjoy a lot of elements of what we do, but if you're not willing to do things that aren't fun or that you find miserable sometimes, you're going to struggle to reach your goals. You're always going to be that guy who doesn't get results. Okay? And I know that even working with clients. The handful of clients I have who don't want to do certain things in their workouts, they're the ones who make the slowest progress. Okay? They make the slowest progress. Even if they justify it in their mind why they don't want to do that, they justify it. And they still deal with slower progress. It doesn't matter that they justified it. Well, it's the same with this stuff. You need to get yourself into shape. If you don't have access to the heavy weights, you have to have all this volume. You have to have all this general physical preparedness. But it will prepare you. It will help maintain your muscle. It'll maintain your performance. And more importantly, it will prime you to make rapid gains again. The people who do not fully detrain, who instead at least do all the tons of body weight and band stuff and everything else, particularly for the low body, who get themselves into shape, even though they'll keep more of what they have, they're also going to make the best gains when everyone can get back to the gym. They are going to make the best gains. Because if you've been doing all this basically general physical preparedness to get into shape for a month or two, you're ready. You're ready to make progress. That's why sometimes in-shape athletes who've never weight trained a lot of times jump into the weight room and just excel because they're in shape. You know, and the Russians knew this, and you'll hear even people like Louis Simmons talk about this sometimes. The Russians knew this years ago, even coaching all their athletes. They put them through several years of general physical preparedness before they had them specialize in a sport, whether it was weightlifting or whatever else. Right? They just got them generally in shape, general physical preparedness. And that's what a lot of this body weight stuff is. Right? Doing a bunch of high rep step-ups, doing high rep push-ups, doing air squats, banded squats, dumbbell squats, whatever it is that you have, all this stuff get you into shape. Okay, it'll get you into shape. Get your strength-based conditioning up. Get your work capacity up. And people need to understand that matters for recovery. Okay, people who are in shape can do higher work density when they're in the gym. Therefore, they can do more work for every hour that they're in the gym, and they recover from it faster. Okay, recovery, when people say recovery, they don't seem to grasp that things like recovery isn't some mystical, magical thing. Recovery is the process by which your body clears waste products and rebuilds tissue. What do you think recovery means? It's a reason drugs speed up recovery. Well, people who are in shape, their body is better at repairing muscle tissue and tissue as a result of training. Therefore, they recover faster. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.